Ew.
I'm just gonna make sure that the other live videos are all private.
Yeah, the ones that you spammed.
Yeah. Did you get a notification for all of them?
I did not know. To be fair, I don't think I have YouTube notifications on at all, to be fair, because they annoy me.
Okay, could you just check that you're not gonna have like 4 like live stream things? Oh my god, the
Yeah,
internet issues are
let me
still
go
bad.
look. Oh no.
It's dropping 64% of frames at 30 FPS, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, we'll close the JSON stuff because I can't be bothered. Yeah, that too, get rid of those.
No, it's only you live now at the moment.
Okay, good. Alright. So I guess this is a progress update. By the way, does it look like it's dropping a lot of frames? Can you tell?
Let me have a quick look. Let me get it up on the laptop. I don't know, do something. It is 30 seconds delayed, obviously.
Issues are still bad. Okay.
Nothing's moving yet, so I can't tell you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. It's a bit choppy. Like it looks like it's running at like 15 frames consistently.
That's bad.
Oh, hold on, wait. Might be smoothing out now. No, it's still quite choppy. It's not unwatchable. I can tell you that. Let me screen share your stream.
No, I'm watching my stream now. It's not okay. It's not too bad.
It didn't mean to make it sound like it was like horrendous. It's not. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. That makes me feel a bit better. It's not too terrible.
Yeah. I'm gonna send link and see if it'll come watch.
Nightbot's still broken.
He jumps very high.
He doesn't jump a long distance though.
No. That's a fair point actually. Well, would we prefer distance or height?
I don't know yet.
Again, like we've said before, that really comes down to the level design. Once we get to that, which we're not at yet. Although I guess how we jump would dictate the level design first.
Hmm. Very weird. Okay. I'm just gonna have to put up with it. It's still about 64% dropping. I don't know what to do with it. I don't think there's anything I really can do.
It's just a like we're making a game update stream.
Yeah. So let's go on the GitHub for this project. Oh, that's going to be back on the other one, isn't it? It's going to be on metroidvania for some reason. Can we move this over? Is that wait, hold on. Where's the How do you how do I get into my own thing again?
Your own thing?
Yeah. That was very descriptive. We have assets, right? Wait. How do I see the project stuff?
On GitHub.
Yep.
I assume you go to projects.
Oh, right. You just go to TM and projects. Okay. I see. Wait, what? That's so confusing. I went to
you go to
metroidvania. Oh, it's not linked to a
Metroidvania.
repository. Okay, can I link this to a repository? Menu.
When I click on Metroidvania, it brings up the ideas and the to do and the fix and stuff.
Yep. Settings. Choose who can see and make changes to this project. Baseline permissions are right. Okay. Linked repositories. Here we go. Link a repository. There we go. Assets. Link. Cool. So now if I go to assets, whoops. Okay, so TM, assets, and then projects. Nope, it's not there. Of course it's not. Why would it be there? I just told it to be there. Oh dear. Work your magic,
Wait,
boys.
Why is it there for me then?
I don't know. Hold on. So you go to TM and then.
So I'm on team.
Yep.
I click over to projects.
Yep. And it's
I
just.
click. There's projects beta and then there's projects. I click on projects where there's a little 1.
Yep.
And then I hit Metro.
Yeah, no, I got it.
And then
But.
it's all there.
Okay, so.
Yeah, here we are.
We've got a bunch of ideas. Now we need to. I reckon we need to start creating some to-dos. How are you doing,
Yes.
Vitez? Is that one of your friends?
Yes, Vitez. He's one of my friends. He's the one who might help out with some music.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so safety in nature. I love that. Optional theme. Monochromatic, clunky feeling, movement controls. Okay, so what's going on at the moment? What's next on the list? Okay, so to give you a brief overview of the game so far, I'll have to drag the console window in when we actually get there. But this is kind of, we're not, ignore all the art. Imagine
It's
literal cubes. Okay, I need you to imagine cubes. We're going to probably unbind A and D as movement keys as well. So, I'd say that is super high. Yeah.
What's up?
That's kind of the jump time. I reckon if we put that down to 0.2, that'll sort that issue. I think I agree with you. He jumps a bit too high.
This is very funny with the stream delay. Do you talk about this yet you're still on, like, Chrome?
Oh god, yeah. Mute it, I reckon.
Yeah, I've muted it.
Good. Okay, so, he doesn't jump as high anymore. Oh, it's so tedious. Imagine running away from something up these stairs. When I get there on stream, it's gonna be amazing. Okay. I guess something I could do is import the cameras because that's an issue right now. We're gonna unmaximize. I cannot believe how badly this is performing. I am so confused. I bet you, if I open my task manager, I reckon that something is just stealing my network stuff for no reason.
Have a quick look.
Okay, what are you doing, Microsoft? What is this? What is this random service? Background intelligent transfer? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. You want to explain yourself to me, sir?
That was stealing your internet?
Yep. I don't know what it's stealing it for, or why it's doing it, but it is definitely doing it. Actually working on some of my own music at the moment. Nice. Anything chiptune / 8-bit / creepy horror stuff? All of the above are relevant, and I would be very happy. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It just hates life today. I reckon my dad's probably watching something in the other room.
You can't just close the thing that's stealing it?
No, it's a service for Microsoft, so if I do, it'll probably kill something I actually do need.
Oh.
Yeah, that is super clunky movement. I like it. It doesn't feel too floaty. It does feel kind of... Oh, that's... Okay. Alright, so I got another bug to add to the list. We're gonna fix
what's
the...
up?
Need 2 ground checks for feet, so can jump while close to edge of platforms. I assume that you know that once you've... Oh, wait, hold on. Convert to issue? Is that a thing? Choose... Oh. Yeah, okay. I guess I could make these issues for the repositories. No, I'm not going to do that right now. We'll do that later. There's quite a delay, I've just realized. I did actually put in the... Yeah, this is going to find you 30 seconds later, but in the description of the stream, I did actually write that there. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but yes. Maybe I should just type to people if they really... Oh, I don't know. Okay. Theme park bunker settings. Okay, so player is an experiment. A lot of this stuff is art style stuff.
Yeah, it's just I'm just chucking ideas in.
Yep. Sneak sprint button. Ooh, a sneak button would be interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking of having, even if literally, again, do we want to go with that idea where you, like, we have a crouch button, which just is a sneak button. They both do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then when you, like, if we have sound-based enemies, when you jump, if you crouch when you land, like if you time crouch when you land, you soft land and don't make noise. Or no? What do you think?
I'm of the opinion that if the character falls off of something and lands, they shouldn't have fallen.
That's fair.
And so if they do alert all the enemies because they fell off of something, that should kill them. Or it should make them have to work hard to like fix their mistake. I don't want to give them a get out of jail free card. I like sneaking in stealth games, but
I was more thinking less from that perspective, but like puzzle perspective, because then you can build a puzzle around trying to make your way around a blind enemy who will instantly kill you, but it's a platforming puzzle.
Yeah. So, I really like the idea of being able to crouch. For various
I think crouch
things.
and sneak is good.
Because
then we can implement like a like if you crouch while sprinting, you roll or something, and you can just get under a door in time or whatever if there's timed stuff.
Yeah. Implementing crouching is something I do need more art for, and with the amount of art that I've made so far, I'm thinking I'm just going to stop making art until we have some to actually show stuff. So I'm going to work on mechanics more.
Yeah, we need mechanics. Just for now, just like remove his legs when he crouches.
I would honestly grab his head and pull it down.
Okay, yeah, he just becomes a head.
I'm not sure how to show that though. It'd be a 1-frame animation that just loops forever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're the code guy.
Yeah.
Code man.
I am the code guy. I love that. Okay. What? Oop. I got one of you. I'm moving my project window real quick.
Do what you need.
Okay. So what would you say is the most pressing thing that I should probably work on right now? Do you reckon getting enemies working? Like some kind of thing that you need to avoid?
Because I think what will dictate a lot of the design of whether it is combat focused or hiding focused or whatnot is having an enemy to actually be able to run from and having an enemy to actually be able to hit. And having an enemy that, like, you know, once it spots you, let's just sight or sound or whatever, they come towards you. They don't need to damage you or anything. Yeah, they just need to be able to be like, guy there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think enemies is probably the best because once we can get that down and we can get that like that feel of running from an enemy right, we can get his speed right, and we can get the map design right, and we can get how fast they move correct, which then obviously impacts how we would get crouching and rolling and everything correct. So
Yep.
I think enemies personally is probably most pressing. What do you, is that what you think, or do you think there's other stuff that needs to be done first?
I think the faster we work on, like, literally anything that goes into being game mechanics,
Yeah.
will be good for prototyping. Hold on, Vitez just said something. I've done horror/thriller-esque tracks before for a short film, but never involved myself with a game or done 8-bit stuff. Thankfully, there's a lot to draw inspiration from with 8-bit OSTs, original soundtracks. Okay.
I can vouch Vitez is fantastic at making music, so
Oh, I am not worried about that at all. Uh, the most important thing with game soundtracks is intention behind the music. So knowing the game is going to be a very important part of this. And so that's why I'm super glad to be able to say hi to you for the first time. Like you're getting to know our little brain baby over here. Um, is it just me, or is that a really gross way of referring to the game?
Brain Baby?
Yeah, it's just kind of ew.
A little
Anyway,
bit.
so
Brainchild sounds a bit better, but
yeah,
yeah.
so the idea, I mean, Ethan can fill you in on most of the ideas and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what I would say to try and do, as someone who's not a composer but kind of knows how game music works, is where it goes in the story is obviously what the music needs to be composed for, which sounds stupid, because like that's
Yeah.
really obvious. But things like, do we want a loop when going through a level? How, like, the boss fight? Do we want maybe the music to cut out for that or something?
Yeah, the
Um,
music, the way music is normally would be, I guess, placed would be you would have music for significant story moments, which would be more traditional, like music that plays specific beats at specific points. You would have gameplay, like ambience music, where it's something that loops or has different variations that the game can randomly pull on to be able to play certain instruments. And then like combat music, which is its own, like, similar to ambience, where it's like here's music maybe with different instruments that it pulls different instruments to play for different dramatic effects. It's game music from I'm not a composer at all, but I have heard from many composers game music is much different to compose than any other medium. So I
yes. Okay.
think because of the network issues, the delays increased a whole lot. Oh no, it took a while for my message to come up for you guys. Oh boy.
Yeah, I tried to read that
Oh
as
no.
quickly as I could, and if it took that long to show up,
Oh
like
no.
it did probably show up maybe 30 seconds before I read it. That is possible. I get quite restless when I'm coding, so I'll focus on other things and then switch over. And yeah, so there was probably a shorter delay than you think, but if it was still significant, yeah, oh damn. Um, Making music for games is, yeah, it's very weird. I would say maybe try focusing on something that could be cool and ambient,
Yeah, normally
to
start with
like
ambience
start
because
off
then you can
with.
get a feel. Yeah,
Yeah, and then working
which I
out.
can discuss with you, Vitez. I can discuss that with you.
Yeah, we'll create things like planned encounters and all that kind of stuff later,
Yeah,
and you know how we want things to go. But if we want a certain like soundtrack for a certain enemy, maybe there's a monster that we need to get past, and he keeps showing up to piss us off. So I think the closest comparison would be Donkey Kong had his own theme, I believe.
well, yeah, would have certain themes for certain, like, um, whether it's enemies or areas or encounters or anything. We just yeah, we ambience is definitely the best one to start with because that gives you the feel of what ambience is what you're going to be hearing the most of with music.
Yeah,
So, going to give you the feel of how the, I'm using the same word every time. The feel of how the player should feel. um, so yeah, I'll discuss that with you, Vitez, assuming you're still here.
yeah. Um,
Assuming he's still typing. So
based on the fact that the stream is kind of killing itself, I'm going to focus for the next, say, 5 minutes on just updating everyone and telling everyone stuff that I have done. And then I'll probably try again tomorrow, maybe
Yeah.
either earlier in the day or later on in the day, because I know that other computers are on the network and could be hogging bandwidth right now.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I think people are streaming Netflix in the family room, so that's probably killing my connection.
That's
So,
probably it.
because of that, here's what we are going to talk about, and then we'll just kind of end things. What we've done so far is we've started off with an enemy. We've got something that has health, but it doesn't really do anything yet, so ignore that. It's a basic implementation. It doesn't do anything. The important bit is that we have a character that can... and I'll just move him up onto the top here. We have a character that can move side to side. It can jump, and it can sprint if it needs to, but it usually walks at this speed. We've done that with... If you all remember my jumping video that is on this channel, you can go watch that. I used pretty much exactly the same code. I might have optimized it just a little bit so that we have like a jump thing up here. There's a function for jumping, which just does that physics line that we were doing before. And instead of writing out the physics line each time, we just call the jump function so it's more readable, so I can get rid of literally that comment. And this comment down here, but, well, that kind of makes sense to keep it there. So sprinting works basically the same way, but think of it as a horizontal sprint. A horizontal jump. So, because when you're sprinting, you want the constant speed, you don't want the single push. We set the run speed at the start, so when the button is pressed down, we do the run speed. We then set stopped running to false, so that we can keep track of what's going on. We then check if the button is being held down, so if it's a single press, it'll move really quickly and then it'll stop. But if it's being held, which it always will be because this computer, like every computer is faster than your keyboard, so your input is always much longer than you actually think it is. If you're holding the button down, the counter that we have created up above will start being, time will detract from that until it is less than 0, at which point you will not be able to run anymore. So else speed is equal to walk speed. So the variables that we started off with, we have speed, runtime, run speed, walk speed, runtime counter. So runtime counter is the thing that actually gets detracted from. Speed is a variable that will be updated over and over again. Runtime is what you would set it to in the inspector. So I have runtime counter set to public, but like with jumping, where's jumping? It's above. Yeah, it's private up here. You might want to do that, but I just needed to test that sprinting was actually working, so I can change that to private now. So, for the majority of the other stuff, we have a walk speed that we like, we have a run speed that we like, and we have the speed that we're actually moving at. So this changes in between run and walk. Run time is the time that we set it to begin with. We go into start, and like with jumping, we set run time to runtime counter, and we set jump time to jump time counter. So see how it's pretty much exactly the same code, just slightly modified. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. When the key code gets let up, we will... This probably also needs to be changed. Stop jumping is equal to true. No, that gets checked somewhere up there, I believe. This might also need something down here. Oh, no, never mind. So we set stopped jumping, so this means that this will cancel out down here. If that makes sense. No, it does not. What was I just saying? Okay, so input, if you have the key being pressed down, no, that's jumping. That's why it doesn't make sense. I'm reading the exact wrong thing. Great. Yeah, okay. So, when you let the key up, the speed is equal to walk speed, and you are fine. Your speed will be cool. You'll be back to walking, not running anymore. So, we set the runtime counter Why is that being set to 0 there? What? Did I do that? I must have. I don't remember why I did it. If input.getKey up. I don't think we need that, and I don't know why it's there, so I'm going to get rid of that. If the game now breaks, that's going to be hilarious, and we can all laugh about that together. But I don't know, I don't understand why that was there in the first place. Oh, wait. I do understand why it was there. It's just, it doesn't need to be. So, I'm going to show you jumping. Hopefully, we can jump over our enemy body that would... Oh, no. He got knocked over. Let me just change this real quick. Main camera. We're going to zoom across to the left here. We've knocked over our enemy, because why the hell not? Look at this dude. Oh, he's not ground, so we can't jump on him. That's kind of funny. We'll just knock him over there. Okay, and so you can see that we can sprint. So I set it so we could sprint for 2 seconds because this is going to be a horror-based game, so we want it to be challenging. Enemies are probably going to be faster than us by design, so we're going to use that. But you can see that when we're running... ooh, that's interesting. The sprint isn't recharging. Okay, so we do have a bug there. Alright, well I just heard you folks talk music and the dynamics of it, so that's just to show the extent of the delay. And thinking about the fact that we did that quite a while ago... Oh dear, yeah, the delay's huge.
Ah.
That's pretty bad. Oh no. What if there's a delay in here and there's a delay on the website? I don't know. I guess what's best for now is to show me some tracks that you take inspiration from as well. A sonic mood board of sorts. We will definitely do that. We will do that off stream though, because this I just want to get through the mechanics update and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure why this is currently breaking. But let me just make sure that the behavior is exactly what I think it is. It is the fact that I believe runtime counter is never getting reset, which is a problem. So we need to work out where that gets reset, if not attacking and stopped running. So we need stopped running. We need to see when that is true. Do we ever set that true? Stop running is equal to true when we release the shift key. And we're not attacking at the moment. But for some reason, one of those two conditions is preventing the game from letting us sprint. So we need to fix that real quick. And I'm not entirely sure what's causing it, but could really be anything. We'll make these both public so we can see them in the inspector. So we'll make it public there and public there. Just pressed Alt-Tab. I know a lot of games that build layers so seamlessly. I'd love to try my hand at that. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll definitely get around to showing you all that kind of thing. And our ideas. Yeah.
Ethan, I'll be seeing him literally tonight, so I can talk to him about that tonight.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on having it so that the camera doesn't move up and down?
So the camera doesn't move up and down?
Yeah, so if it's gonna... Stream's gotten better, just so you know. Oh, okay.
Okay, that's good then.
That's filling me with a bit more confidence. Yeah, I can see that it's okay, it's going up to like 3,000 kilobits per second. So, alright, we'll stop looking at it to try not to jinx it. So, we don't have a sprint, but you can see that... Oh! Yeah, stopped running is true when I press... so when I shift, we are running. That's been released. Now, where's attacking? It says we are attacking. That's interesting. We don't ever reset our attack button. Okay, that's fine. So at the end here, after... So, okay, the attacking was something that I'm in development of working on, so... I think we just need to do that at the end. and that should fix our bug. So I think that was going to reload.
So the sprint should reset?
Yep.
Okay. What was the thought about the camera not moving like up or down?
If the player needs to go, say, up, we actually
Mhm.
just transition the camera into like a new kind of level, so to speak.
Like a new tile?
Yeah. So almost like you're working
Like
in
original
different.
Zelda.
You know how we were talking bunkers?
Yeah.
Think of it as we've gone down to a new level of the bunker, so the camera transitions down with the level, like an elevator kind of thing. So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
the camera just like moves in stages up. It was an idea I had. We'll think about it later.
It definitely. It would mean we would have a lot more horizontal game design, and there wouldn't be much vertical game design, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just different. And the idea of doing it in tiles, where it's like, okay, well, if again, the way when you say like the camera doesn't move up and down, I think of like old NES games where it's like, oh, I go up a ladder and the screen slowly transitions up to the top level, and now it's static.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks like, yep, it's resetting now. And if I press, so I implemented a thing. I'll drag in the console. So just the console. I don't need the rest of it. Here's the console over here, or down here, I should say. You'll be able to see when we attack. We're facing this way because we can tell by the light. Oh wow, is that actually like too high? Let's show gizmos. I wonder if
the camera
that's saved. That would
the
explain
camera
it.
idea. What was I just about to say? Holy shit! It left my brain immediately.
Nice.
What was I just about to say? Oh no.
I haven't moved my my attack thing, guys, so I'll just move that real quick. This is a little circle, so if anything is inside that circle and we press the attack button, which I have bound to X, it is going to try and kill that thing. They'll probably... I want a few different kinds of attacks. We were talking about having a heavy attack, a medium attack, and a light attack.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be a thing.
I also just thought if we implement a like, if we're implementing like crouching, you could have a slide.
Sliding could break the game.
Could it? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like full on. That will probably be like one of the biggest issues in the game. It'll probably break it.
I remember what I was going to say before. That camera idea of it not moving up or down would definitely contribute towards the player feeling more uncomfortable and out of their element because you don't have anywhere near as much control over what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, technically you could see everything in this level, aside from left or right. You know, that would still, I imagine, go left and right.
Yep.
Other than that, you don't have the control of seeing what's above you, and it means we could genuinely play with the camera in that way to have something happen above you that you can barely see.
Okay.
And there won't be a chance of you ever seeing it fully.
Yeah, like imagine if you could hear like noises. I had this idea for if you hear a noise, it like sends, or you get I guess a sound kind of reaction of some kind from the corner of the screen.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking because one of the things we talked about on the first night is one of the upgrades. If we didn't go with the like your basic stuff, one of the upgrades be the like sound view, which in my head was everything kind of goes like black or gray, which could be the way we implement monochromatic. And you see white line like sound waves.
Yes, white line sound
everywhere.
waves is exactly what I want. Yes.
So, like in a situation, literally like you have the camera at the moment, at least on stream, how you have it at the moment, where like the camera, like you're very close to the roof and stuff, and underneath you can hear like sounds, and you switch to sound vision, and underneath you just see this white sound wave line skitter across the underneath you, like under the floor.
For
shit like that.
Yes, I love it. So in the interest of getting back to just showing the updated mechanics,
Yes, sorry.
no, all good. I just want to
I'm gonna put
get
that
through
in
this.
notes.
Um, I don't know if you can see in the console there, it says hit ya. That's just something I've implemented to detect whenever I hit something in game. So if I press X right now, you can hear that like nothing is you can see that nothing is being put in the console. There's only two logs, but if I walk over to this guy over here, press it, a third one shows up, and then a fourth one, and a fifth, right? So I can do that over and over again, and I've pressed the button a few times, and we've got some inputs. Oh, mouse 1 also works as the thing, but I've got to unbind that really quickly. So we're just doing that by, if you go into your project settings, and you go into your input manager, I've set it to fire 1, which at the moment is X, but it's also mouse 0, which is your left click. I've got to unbind that, which I will do soon. I kind of like having the mouse involved at the moment, but we'll probably get rid of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to have any mouse usage in this game, or do we want it completely playable by keyboard?
Honestly, I'd rather have it completely playable by keyboard.
That sounds better to me.
Yeah.
I don't see why we would need mouse implementation if we don't have things like inventory systems and whatnot.
Yeah. So I think the last thing that we need to, or the last kind of mechanics stuff that we need to work on, now that we've got a basic attack going, we'll work on combo systems and that kind of thing, or whatever we decide later, because that's just putting a timer, like what we've done with sprinting, it's just putting a timer on the attack, to, say, multiply the damage or something like that. It's really easy to do. Oh, so damage is going to have to be a float. Wait. Never mind. No, we can do it scalar. They have an absolute function in this. So, what we can do now is work on creating ladders, which are going to be interesting. We can create enemies, which are going to probably... We'll create some like left-right movement enemies that'll kind of just chase you. They'll just try and move like right to get towards you.
The main thing with melee is we need to get it to the point where it feels fun to hit things, and responsive to hit things, which is why art doesn't matter right now. None of that really matters. We just want that to, because if that doesn't feel good, we need to rethink how we're building the game.
I saw someone building a grappling hook, and I'd like to respectfully ask that we do not do that, because it looks like ass to try and code.
I didn't really think that would fit anyway. I don't think that fit in this game very well, but
unless someone goes on the YouTube, look, unless a lot of people go on the YouTube comments and say they really, really want it, yeah, no. That's probably not going to happen. It could, like, I could do it, but I really don't want to. So
I don't think a grappling hook would fit anyway, because how do you make a grappling hook feel sluggish but good to use?
Well, the grappling hook, you'd make it so that it's very situational. You can't just use it in combat. Right. So you'd make it so that you have to get across chasms, I reckon.
Right.
And
like a contextual upgrade thing. I still don't know if that.
Have you played Limbo?
Or anything. I have. I love Limbo.
Yeah. So think of the swinging in Limbo.
Yeah.
I would imagine that if we were going to implement anything, it would be like that.
Yeah.
So I think by next stream, I'm going to have ladders in the game. We're probably going to have a crouch function in the game. And hopefully we can get these sound lines in the game. I'm going to ask Leo about how what he thinks with those and how we would maybe implement them. I'm not sure what we'd be doing so far. But we will definitely be looking into that. So, I don't know
I guess we would also need to discuss how that would be implemented as a mechanic, and if it's too... because if it's only ever going to be used like once or twice, then there's no point. But if we build enemies and encounters around the idea of this sound vision,
I love the sound vision thing.
I like that idea a lot as well, so I'm glad you do.
Because, I was thinking, if the way I was thinking about it is, if we wanted to do, sound puzzles, that is exactly how I'd want to do it. Having to get through a level just using, visual responses, which can be interpreted as sound.
What we could literally do if we're going with this like flashlight as your main source of light idea, we can have it for a story moment break at some point or run out of batteries, and you
I
purely
had the
have to
same
go
thought.
based
I
off
had the
encounter.
exact same
Yeah.
thought. Oh my god, we are vibing so hard. We're on the same frequency. I feel this. Yes.
And then you have like a little side objective like get batteries.
Yes. And, you know, you just have to walk through this completely pitch black area where all you can see is, like, the eyes of the enemies, and you're trying to work out how to go. You can't even see the walls.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. And you only know if you touch something based off sound waves.
Yes.
Oh, that
Or,
sounds fun.
even scarier, you get, like, your flashlight, and it's working, but every now and again it turns itself off randomly. That kind of stuff as well later on in the game. Oh, it could be so cool.
What we could change it to, instead of you run out of batteries, we could just make it like it's out of nowhere as well, like, oh, your battery is dying, fix it. And then that's like a side objective you have to go do, which will lead the player to where we would also want them to go story wise, might lead them to a different upgrade.
Yeah.
You know, like you get the new batteries, you put them in, you turn it on, and you're in a save room with a new upgrade, you know, kind of deal.
Yeah. All right.
I like that idea.
I like all those ideas. We're gonna write them down. We're gonna try and implement them. If anyone needed to see the attack code set up, the attack code was on the screen for quite a while. It is all of this. So basically, we create a handle attacking. We check if we are clicking fire 1, which is just, you have to use get button down for this, not get key down. Otherwise, if you want to use get key, just do whichever key you want, X, that kind of thing. If attacking is equal to true, you're going to check. So we are actually creating an array here. So it's a 2D collider array, hitting enemies. And then all we do, basically, is in here, we are looking at, so we've created an attack position. This is exactly the same as the the ground check. In case anyone was interested. So in handle jump, if I minimize sprinting, if I go to handle jumps here, nope, it's in update, my bad. I can get rid of fixed update for a second. So if we go to here, grounded, physics 2D overlap circle. Exact same thing here, except for all. So all we're doing is we're creating a list of these, and we're storing them hypothetically in between these brackets, right? So when we press the button, we are getting a list of the colliders off of the objects that we hit that have the layer enemies, which I have set up in game. So to do that, you go over to the top right here in the inspector, click this drop down, go to enemy. If it's not there, which it will not be, because it's not default, you click add enemy, do that, and then make sure to tag the thing. So how do you do that? You go back here, and enemy should be there now, then you click it. Cool. My tutorial voice is coming back. Right, so yeah, collider, hit enemies, physics 2D, overlap, circle, all, attack position. So that's your position that you're checking. That's the radius of the position. So if anything is inside that radius, and then you've got your layers that you're looking for. So maybe you want to create the ability to, I don't know, kill potentially friendly things, because why not? So maybe you've got an NPCs layer as well, and you can also kill NPCs. You would add them inside the inspector. So to do that, basically all we do is we go onto our player, and to select them, we have enemy layers written here, right? So we've got enemy, we can select enemy, but we could also select that we want to kill the ground, maybe. I don't know. Or transparent effects, or anything on this list. So to add anything to the list, I just showed you how to do that. You want your NPCs on there. Maybe you want player 2 on there. Ooh, guys, co-op? Co-op mode? You want to be able to kill your friends? Hell yeah. That's how you would do it, okay? And then for each collider that we have, enemy. So these are a list of colliders. So for each one that we have, that's the type of the thing, and that's the name of each of these individuals here. In hit enemies, so that's the name of the list. We want to, at this moment, just debug.log hit you. Okay? That's all we're going to do right now, and then you need to make sure you set attacking to false, or otherwise you won't be able to sprint. Now, if you don't care about the whole sprinting, like if you want to be able to sprint and attack at the same time, for whatever reason, you would literally just take attacking out of this check up here, and just leave it as stopped running. and the code will work all fine, you'll be able to say sprint attack. Maybe you'll be able to add some extra parts to your. That's the wrong thing. Maybe you've got your, where is it? Animator. Where'd that go? Okay, it's over on the right here. Give me a second. Maybe you want to chuck it in your animator. So you've got your run. Maybe you've got an attack thing over here, and maybe you've got sprint attack above that, or something like that. That would be how you would implement sprint attacking. We're probably not going to do that because it's a horror game. You don't get to run and hit things at the same time. You're a weak little boy. Which, by the way, you will be in this game. I'm going to make you the weakest the weakest enemy. No. What is it? Character? Yeah, that one, in the game.
Yeah, character.
Cool.
I imagine it's probably like 2 to 3 hits to die, honestly.
Honestly, I'd start off with 1 hit to die.
Start off, yeah?
Yeah, I think Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Start of that game, you get hit, you're gone. I remember playing through...
I think maybe 2's a good one, because then you can teach the player, like, they get hits, like, oh shit, I took damage, and now I have, like, I don't know, a limping animation for a bit, until you... I guess that's what we need to think of. Is it going to be heal over time, or do you have to do things to heal?
I was thinking basic, like, the easiest way to do it is if you find, say, like a health potion, or whatever we're going to use as healing, maybe just some bandages lying around.
Yeah.
You find one of those, you get 1 healing point back, and then we'll have, like, I guess a healing level. Honestly, the only problem with 8-bit art is the fact that we can't show the damage level in the sprite. There's already, like, there's not enough detail, you know?
Well, I mean, you could, in the sense of, like I just said, if we do, like, 2 hits and you're dead, you walk normally at 2 health, and then at 1 health you have a, like, you go the same speed and stuff, but you have a limping animation instead. And you can have screen effects go around the screen, just a slight red blur, like, around the edges of the screen to indicate that you've been hit.
Yeah.
And we don't need to use arbitrary video gamey numbers to tell you that.
True. Okay, so look, we'll add that to things we need to consider. Can you add that to the to-do column? Work out damage.
Work out health and damage.
Yeah, so next stream, hopefully we'll have an enemy that we can just kind of have. I've been streaming for 47 minutes. I could probably do a 1-hour thing of making the enemy move left and right to try and just reach you. That wouldn't be too hard to implement. I might do that on stream, and then we can work out how we're going to kill the enemy off stream. Because
in about, what's the time? In about like 15, I'll probably have to go. But yeah, that sounds good.
No worries. Okay, so firstly, how are we going to do this? We're going to need a... Probably want this to be public right now. So we're going to grab a reference to the player, okay? The player has a transformer position, and it's got all of its health, supposedly. I don't think I've put health on the player yet, so let's make sure we have health, I guess. Let's grab health somewhere. Attack details. Probably... I cannot... Alright. Let's go... Stats. And... Health can just be literally an arbitrary number right now. We're going to plus and minus it. That's all we really need to do.
Just make it, something absurd for now.
Damage... I don't want to have to... I don't want to rewrite damage, like, over and over again. So... This is the point that makes me go, why don't I just create some of the, like, the basic functions and put them on both of them and then object-oriented approach. But, like, it works and it's fine. But it's not, if that makes sense.
The enemy doesn't need everything, yeah.
It doesn't need handle input.
Right. Unless you want the enemy to interact with shit, you know, and do the things the player can do.
No. I don't want every enemy to work like that. The only thing I really care about... Ooh. Maybe I do a stats script. That could work.
Yeah, I definitely know what that means.
All right, super simple.
Yeah.
All we do is we've got our player here, right? P stats, and then oh no, please make some more noise.
What's happening?
Oh, my dog is just walking around, like, scratching on the floor, shaking himself. I don't know what he wants at this point. He's just walked over and started staring at me.
Our dog's having a sleep.
Like, hey, I want something. So, what do you want? Oh, no, you work it out. Cool.
I don't know,
Thanks.
Mika's awake. Hello, Mika.
Okay, so stats. This would probably be the best way to do things, even in the tutorial. So create an ad. All we're gonna do with stats is we're just gonna create a structure kind of thing with all the stats in it. This probably doesn't even need to derive from mono behavior. Am I gonna use start at all? No. All right. So we got a class stats. That's all this is. We probably don't need any of that up there. This is going to be super bare bones. Okay. So all this is it's going to be a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to write some damage stuff as well. So this is how I get around doing everything twice. So what we do is we go int health is equal to 100. Actually, let's just call this on the constructor. Int health, int speed. No. Okay. Do you reckon resistance is something we bother with, or no? No, that's too hard.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is a 1 month metroidvania. I don't think you need to worry about stuff like that.
I'm gonna make this private, and we're gonna make it a get set. Cool. So, and damage is going to take in a... Wait, no, this needs to be public so that everything can call it. That was weird. Okay, so damage needs to take an integer damage. And all we're going to do is health is minus equal to damage. We're not going to make this get set. I just realized that's stupid. So that's... literally all, because we can just now chuck this on both things and go get the enemy's stats. So there'll be a reference to this. This is public. This is a public class. Okay, so in here, yeah, so we've got stats, player stats, and here we're gonna have no, we're just going to call this stats so that we know that it's this object's stats, right? What we do now is... Okay, so on the player, to write hitting something, what we would do is we'd open up our handle attacking, and under here we're going to go... Oh, we need a reference to our enemy real quick. Attack... Nope, no we don't. Because this thing has a dedicated... It has its own stats there, and it'll worry about our stats if we need it, because it's... Oh, no, it probably doesn't need our stats either. Sweet! Okay, so... Enemy dot get component stats dot damage, and we're going to pass in our damage modifier, or our damage, which I'm going to set to 10. So this is going to take the enemy, get the component on the enemy called stats, and then call a function from it called damage. And damage is just a little pre-written bit of code that does this. Nope. This. health minus equal damage. So all it does is subtract from the health. We should probably do, as well...
Also, I'll be back in like 1 second.
No worries. Check dead, I guess. If health is less than 0, then what do we want to do? We probably want to kill our enemy. So we're just going to do a debug. Oh, no, we can't debug. Print. Okay. Maybe we do need those bits at the top. We're going to grab these. Nope. Control C is what I wanted to do. Thank you very much. Print. Printf? F print. There is a print function. I cannot remember what it is called. Is it do.print? No. We're going to ignore this for the moment. Or we could just set it back to what it was and stop trying to be fancy. Oh, let's stop trying to be fancy. Okay. So we're going to go under here, Control V. So now we can set this back to being of type mono behavior.
I am back.
Okay, and we're going to do a debug dot log. Welcome back. Of dead. Now, technically speaking, we could also chuck like the name and that kind of thing in here and go enemy blah blah blah. Well, I don't know. Enemy axe murderer died. Oh, my dog has gone back to sleep. I think he just wanted pats. I feel bad now. I thought he wanted to go out and I was ready for him to make me move, but nope. He's quite content. He's just sleeping. What is this? Okay, leave. Cool. So we're going to take the stats. If dead, we're going to debug.log dead and well, this should probably be a bool. We're going to make it a Boolean function, so if it returns true, so we'll be able to see that in the console, whether it's dead or not from that. Else, there we go. So the first thing we do when we take in damage is we check if the thing is even alive, which is pretty simple. We just go, what? Not all code paths return a value. Oh, I see. Okay, so... else return... Nope. Oh, that's a thing. Your programs will get very annoyed with you if you don't always return when they're a member function. Every function other than int main needs to have a return type, and it needs to have a return statement for every path. So you got to think them out pretty carefully. But that's not too hard to do. Okay, cool. So there we go. We are pretty much done here. When the player calls damage, this should work. So let's test it. Let's see what's happening. Clear. We want enemy to grab a stats script. Now, the player needs a reference... Oh, the enemy needs a reference to the player. And it needs a reference to its own stats script. Apparently. I can probably write a thing that says get component that, but we'll just do it like that to begin with. Now, the player probably needs something at least, I think. Nope, I didn't change the player too much to warrant that. So we're going to try and kill the thing. I'm going to jump up here. I can still push him over, so let's just be aware of that. And let's grab our console. Where did I put it? There we go. So, hit. Oh, look, it's dead. That's interesting. What did I set health to? Did I? I didn't. Okay, so I set it to 0, and the second hit actually declared. Okay, that's fine. I thought I set it to 100 at the start, but whatever. Cool. Okay, let me just check that the health actually updated in stats there. It did, I think. It should. It's just private, so we can't see it in there. That's fine. I'm still using the mouse to click for damage, but that's not necessarily how you have to do it. Boom. Hit ya. Hit ya. Hit ya. Hit ya. I'm gonna have to click 10 times. This was a mistake. Yep, there we go. It's dead. So I will show you the output of that. Hit ya, hit ya, hit ya. Dead, hit ya. Yeah. So, it's amazing.
Cool.
The code works. We can now play an animation based on when it's dead. We can delete anything if we need to, so we can delete it. We can also make it roll, I guess, to... We can play an animation, turn off its collider, and also simultaneously its rigid body so that it doesn't fall through the floor, which I think is going to be the way we'll kill things. And then delete them when they become invisible, so if you move off screen, the dead body will delete itself.
Yeah.
That's probably the nicest way to do it, and then we're just cleaning up all the...
I love having, like,
visual
bodies
garbage.
and shit stay there, but I know that's very intensive.
It's not that intensive for this. We could do it, but
Okay.
I'd rather not.
Okay, that's fair.
It's probably... It's better practice to get rid of the things you're not using.
I mean, yes, that is fair.
So, yeah, that's how you would implement an attack feature. I guess we'll do animations a little bit later when we actually have the artwork and stuff made for that. But, yeah, it's pretty simple. We all went through that together. Just create a second script that you can apply to both characters. Oh, I was going to do the enemies. That's right. So now, all the enemy needs to do, right, is we're going to create a manage movement, I believe. So we're going to need an update. Let's see if I can just do this. Okay, sure. That's interesting. It created the update method without the P for private. Sure. Okay. I say sure and okay so much. I have to spend hours editing that out. I'm just realizing how much I'm saying it. Let's get
You're
into
fine.
it.
Don't worry.
We want that function I was talking about before. Private.
I probably will have to go and do house chores and get ready and whatnot.
Enjoy.
Unfortunately.
I will see you when you get back.
Yes, it probably is going to be very late tonight, though. That's the thing.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. I will probably see you tomorrow, yes?
Tomorrow,
No,
again, it'll be later in the day.
Yeah, you said you had a pretty full day. Okay, let's just say...
Yeah, I have a pretty full day. I'll see you at some point. I'll see you, I'll let you know when I'm free.
Yeah, sometime next week. I might be streaming tomorrow, so definitely if you've got any time,
if I have
pop
time,
in,
I'll
see what I'm
tune into
doing.
the stream at least. I'll probably listen to it while I do dishes or something.
Otherwise, yeah, just...
Alright, I'll see you at some point. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Now that we've done that, private void handle movement. This is going to be interesting. Thinking about it, so let's try and work out what we need to do. We need a reference of our player. which we will probably grab in start. We'll find something in the scene tagged as player, but we're not going to handle that right now. Right now, I've dragged the player onto the enemy, and it's going to know that, but we'll automate it doing that eventually. So right now, what we want to do is we want to move the enemy left and right so that it is both facing the player and it is moving towards the player while doing so, right? So that should be pretty simple to comprehend and to code. There will be bits that are going to line up with player that honestly make me question life itself, because I know that it is not good practice to write code twice, but we may actually just have to bite the bullet and do it. Because I could make a general purpose movement script for both of these and then refine it for one, but who can be bothered? Let's just write a couple of lines of code twice. It's really not that bad. Implementation and getting it working is so much more important than the other things that kind of occur. Alright. So we're calling handle movement in here. I feel like the spacing is messed up with that. It was. And realistically, we need a direction that we are moving. So this is in direct reference to move details here. So we need the speed that we're going. We need the horizontal direction. Stamina recharge is not something we ended up using, so I'm going to get rid of that. We also need facing right. So let's keep reference. Let's remember these. So, private float horizontal direction. We needed that bool. We're going to make it equal to true in a start method here, real quick. Yeah, see? This is what I'm talking about. I typed out start, right? And it's spawning it in without the P, so I don't know what's going on there, but that's weird. Unity, fix that weird bug. Okay, so facing right is going to be equal to true to begin with, just so we have a reference and we know we're always at least looking one way. We don't want it to be left up to chance. I don't remember if bools start off as true or false by default. I think false, but most of our art is going to start off with everything facing to the right, I believe. That's just... it really is whatever the artist decides, but I'm going to try and insist that everything starts off facing to the right with our character creators and that kind of thing. Okay, so we've got a horizontal direction facing right, and there was one other thing we needed. Private float. No, public float speed. Now, speed is going to be probably one higher than our players, so that the player needs to sprint to get away from them. Maybe two higher, depending on which one causes a little bit more fun, I guess. You know, which one makes the game more intense? Is it more intense that it's faster than you, but you can sprint for a short period to get away from it, but it will catch you eventually? Or is it more intense that it'll probably, like, it'll just impede your ability to go backwards, maybe? I'll have to work out if we want people to be able to jump over the enemies. There'll also have to be a thing about, are we going to make the enemies so that they're smaller so that the player can jump over them? Are we going to make them like big things that impede their movement and therefore they have to use the platforms to get over them? I'm moving my hand while I am talking, like, symbolizing like jumping up on platforms. Man, sometimes I feel like I should stream with a camera. Okay. What are we doing here? We want to grab our... oh, we can get rid of this health reference. We don't need that. That's not going to be useful here. So, that's pretty good so far. Now we need to check where the player is. And where we are. So, in our handle movement function, I think we need to create a reference to our position. And... no. What we need is we need horizontal direction. And we're going to set that equal to the player's position dot transform dot position dot x minus transform dot position dot x. So this is the player's transform minus our transform. Okay, so we're going to have to do something a little bit confusing here, which it might help if we draw this out. So we're going to open OneNote. Oh, that's the script for my last YouTube video that I uploaded. Okay, so I don't have a drawing tablet anywhere around here, so we're just going to do it with a mouse. Think a Cartesian plane for me, okay, guys? Cartesian plane. Actually, no, we're just going to think in terms of linear. So we've got, whoops. We're going to draw a line. Okay, so x here is increasing, so it's positive. This way, x is decreasing, so it's negative. And our player, we're going to use a green for the player and a red for the enemy. So what was the line that we just had? Right? Draw. I want to type now. So we had... I'm just going to make this look like code because I can. Cool. Player transform dot position dot x minus transform dot position dot x. Okay, let's do the live demo. If the player is to our left, right? If he's over this way, then he is more negative. More neg. There we go. If they are over this side, then more pos. Okay, so this is the highly technical way of working things out. Us, right here, right? As the enemy. So, if they're more negative, that means that, what do we want to do? If they're more negative and we subtract their transform from ours, no, yeah, we need to be subtracting theirs from ours, I believe. Okay, that's something we fix. Oh, this statement will work either way. We just have to write the logic for it, and it'll probably make more sense to do it the other way, not this way. Okay, so we're just gonna our transform our position on the x-axis minus their position on the x-axis. If our position goes negative, then they are obviously further to our left. So facing right, therefore, needs to be false. And we need to move to the left. However, if we subtract their transform from ours, and it's greater than ours, then they are on, so if we end up with a negative transform, right? So let's say, okay, let's assign these numbers so that I stop rambling here. This is -5, this is 0, and this is 5, right? The sum is, ignore these, this one's player. Sorry for the handwriting, I'm writing with my mouse. Okay? So, transform.position.x, player transform.position.x. So, if our transform is small, that means that they are massive on the x. We could also make this a plus. That could also work. Because then if we're because then if it's a small number... No, that doesn't work. Oh, dear. Alright. We need less than or greater than, I think. By the way, this is exactly how long it takes me to write pretty much anything while I'm streaming, so we're gonna put on some, like, stream music. So that it's not as awkward when I stop talking for, like, 10 minutes. I'm just gonna put on stream beats. How's that? That's probably a bit quiet. Alright, we'll see how that goes. Okay. And now it's a bit loud. Just in my opinion. -5. 5. 0. 0 take 5. Oh, sorry. 0 take -5 is going to be greater. So we probably want this to be a plus. We could do this with... Oh, okay. Let's do it with an if statement. Transform dot position. No, why did you not work for me? Plus, sorry, player. This is an if statement. If that is less than... Oh, no, hold on. Let's just do it like this. That's so much easier. Okay, so if the transform.position.x of us is less than the player's, then the player is far off to our right. It is on our right, okay? That's the important bit. The player is on our right. Technically speaking, they will never be exactly in the center of us, but there is a very, very tiny chance that they might be, so let's just try not to think about it too hard. Okay, we want our bool facing right equal to true, because they are on our right. Else, facing right is equal to false. I should probably, hold on. I'm going to need brackets here, because this is going to need to be multiple lines. And we're going to want to move towards them. So, moving is... Oh, okay. So, that would mean horizontal direction needs to be negative if they are on our left, right? So, horizontal direction should be positive if they're on our right. So... is there a way I can just set this, actually? Hold on. That would probably be better. No. We don't... If we use it, get access raw, that's going to break things. Alright, so facing right is equal to true. Horizontal direction, therefore, is equal to... that would be 1. Facing right, I feel like I should preface all of this with saying there is going to be a feature where we will... I said it before that we'll automate finding the player, but we'll also set a condition for when we want to find the player. We're not just going to spawn the enemy in with the goal of hunting the player down. Also, jumping enemies are off the table as of right now. Why? Because I cannot be bothered. That sounds awful. At the moment, left and right pathfinding is difficult enough, and creating a system where they're going to try and hit you sounds awful enough. Or maybe, I don't know, shoot you or something like that. That could be fun. That could be very fun if we just have like a thing that tries to shoot you. And you have to be quiet running around it. I don't know. Or maybe if you land on a certain type of platform, it'll shoot at that position. I don't know. Anyway, this is just going to be a left-right running enemy. So, this is going to set the direction that we are facing to be pretty accurate. So, if this else, they have to be facing the other way. There is no other... Can you fuck off? No, never mind. So that should be it. Now we need to... Sorry, guys. I am struggling to concentrate at this point in time. Let me have my last sip of coffee. Alright, we've done that. Cool, cool, cool. What now? I just want to check something with my microphone. It's getting a lot of input, and I'm not sure why. Okay. Sure, whatever. I just wanted to check I wasn't doing all that ASMR mouth sound garbage that we have to put up with on Twitch. Alright. I'm currently reading over the code to try and plan the next thing. What we're basically going to do now is we're going to set it up so that we're just moving in the direction of horizontal. So... that would be creating a vector in the direction with horizontal multiplied by a speed. So we are going to need a speed. I don't know what the speed is going to be yet. I think we'll probably start off with 7. Because I think that's faster than our player, but it's slower than his sprint. So that should be good. So now we've worked out our direction. We can work out our... And we've got our magnitude. We just need to tell it to run. So we're using a vector 2. So vector... Sorry, I just need to check in the other script how we are doing running again because my mind has gone absolutely blank. Fixed update. Do we have this in update? Horizontal direction, jump, sprinting, attacking. Where do I call movement? It's in fixed update, isn't it? Yep. rb.velocity. That is what I'm looking for. Okay. Whoops. And fixed update. Oh, that one worked. Okay. Now we want to just do what we were doing before. So this thing has a rigid body, but we're going to make it require one. Require component, type of rigid body 2D, and we're probably going to need 2 brackets because this thing does not track the amount of brackets that you've put in for some reason. Now, in fixed update, we are going to go through the lovely process of setting our rigid body, which I have not declared yet, private rigid body 2D RB. And we're going to grab that and start. Get RB is equal to get component rigid body 2D. We don't need to do anything from that. And all we're going to do here, private void fixed update, is we're going to go rb.velocity is equal to new vector 2, and this is going to be our speed times our horizontal direction, and then our y velocity. So what are we doing with that? That is just, come on, brain, you can do this. RB dot velocity dot y. So this makes sure it doesn't touch anything, and the y, it just sets it to whatever it is. This makes sure that it is moving in the correct direction. And now we should see, when we go back into our game, the player is going to have to put up with the enemy smacking into it. If I've done that all correctly. And it's not moving. So, we can take some steps into debugging and work out why that is. Mic is fine, by the way. Thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, no, I just made like a weird noise with my mouth, and I thought it got picked up, and I was like, no one wants to hear that. Let's try and make this somewhat comfortable for people. You already have to put up with my my slow-ass programming skills, so yeah. Ryan, what brings you to the stream? How are you today? All questions that I would like answered. Do it now. All right. What was I up to? I was checking. So we got player, we got stats, player. We have... Wait, was that the player script that it had? Ah, so it doesn't have a reference to the player transform. I'm guessing that's what it could be. Player.transform. Oh, player dot... That's interesting. Is that an error that Unity picked up? And it didn't try and tell me that. It's just quite happy to go, okay, I have a reference to player. Okay, we're going to make some of these public so I can see them. Horizontal direction is going to be public. Private bool facing right is equal to true. Oh, I need the flip function. That's what I need. Okay, we're going to throw this in under here. Lovely. That should make things work kind of nicely. Flip, float, horizontal. Now, I think I need to call that inside fixed update. Whoops, there's no reason to do that. This one, where do you get called? Flip in fixed update. Lovely. Now we just need to update you. Okay, so flip. Awesome. That is pretty much all we need, I think. That should settle one issue that it's having, but it's still... Okay, it's not moving. That's fine. We can work this out. We're all intelligent people here. Why do you not move? You there. You there. Alright. Okay, so we've killed it. Now let's work out why it's not working to begin with. Oh! Hold on. So that never changed off 0. Interesting. That would mean that there is something wrong with where we're setting it, which is here. You know what? If I'm calling this here, I might as well just chuck that in under there. And then take this reference out. Okay, that really scared me. I thought I was about to delete all of my code, but that's fine. Now... Give me a second, guys. And we're back. Okay. Someone just came into my room. Thank you for that, Raph. I appreciate it. Wonderful. Interesting. I'm not sure why this isn't working, but I suppose if I was, then this would be fixed already. Meaningless sentences to fill the void of silence. I really want this reference thing to be turned off. Dot pop-up. I hate it. I hate this in between. I'm gonna look up real quick how to get rid of that. Yeah, this thing. How do I get rid of you? Editor config. I'm sure I can just... Yeah. Tools, options. It's probably in text editor, C#, IntelliSense. Show completion list after a character is typed. Yep, that's fine. I like that. What I don't like is the references. So how do I get rid of you? General. Auto list members. Parameter information. Automatic brace completion. Yeah, if this worked, it'd be great. I don't suppose anyone knows in chat, maybe? Potentially? Over vertical scroll bar. Advanced. Pull, blah, blah, blah. Highlighting. Alright, we're back. Very confused. Very, very confused. Okay, that's fine. I didn't need... this stuff gone anyway. Okay. Visusa Studio. Oh dear. My ability to type. Go to Tools, Options, Text Editor, All Languages, Code Lens. Okay. Tools, Text Editor. All Languages. Code Lens. Test status, show Unity provider. There we go. That's what I want. Look how much cleaner that looks compared to what it was before. That's so much better. I don't know why anyone would willingly choose to have that. Just trying to tidy up the code a little bit so it looks slightly nicer. It's probably not as readable, but it takes up less lines, and that's what matters to me right now in my aimlessness. Okay, so it wasn't moving, but we are definitely calling handle movement. That's fine. I would say it's because our player is a script. We have a class player, and player up here is just this. So we might need to go get... that might work. I think that if there was going to be an issue with the fact that it's pulling the wrong thing, I think that will fix it. So horizontal direction is going to start off at 0. So that's interesting. Wait. So enemy, it is... Ah, I see. Okay. Let's stop trying to do it the way I'm doing it. Let's just grab a transform, which is going to be the player. So that should eliminate the need for any of that stuff. Whoops, there we go. And now that we have a transform, which is going to be the player, instead of a script, which is going to be a player. So we're grabbing the player's transform, not the Treyer's plants form. We are now almost certainly going to see some kind... No. Well, there's something not being called and something's not working. Transform.position.x. Alright, let me think this through. Our character... Well, the thing we're working on right now, enemy, has a transform dot position, which is currently set to 7.98. Our player has a transform dot position of negative 2.56. These two are being compared, so the x's only, are being compared in here. Maybe I need to do this dot transform dot position. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, that was stupid. It's not supposed to be 0. It's supposed to be -1. It can't move towards it because it's got a multiple of 0. Oh dear. Oh, it was working the entire time. Oh no. Okay, we're being pushed into a corner quite aggressively by this thing. Okay, let's make it so that the enemy can no longer just flip. So where's its rigid body? We want to add a constraint of freezing the Z rotation. As funny as it is to be able to knock them over. Bang. And it's got a greater, I guess, force, so there's not a lot we can do about it. Now, this isn't a great pathfinding AI for getting down to the player, because there's all kinds of things that are just wrong with this, right? Now, if I were to, and I can do this real quick, I'm just going to turn the lights off, and we can look at it in the scene view instead of the game view for a bit. If I was to, in platforms, just checking that I've got that one selected, if I was to build this, right, which is effectively a wall between the two characters, this is going to hit the wall and get... I mean, it's going to stick there, which is partly my fault because I haven't given it a physics of one of these. Right, so now it'll start falling. It's kind of gotten caught, but one issue at a time, you know? Basically, it's... Oh, hold on. There's another thing here. There's another thing I can demonstrate, which will probably illustrate my point a lot better. I want that to be that instead. So if I put an enemy here, so if I grab this and I throw it up here, okay? So we can see the enemy's legs. I said we'd do it in the scene view, but can you see how it has no idea what to do? It can't work out how to get to our player. Now, this is why I've been unable to make the next another enemy video. Actually, I don't think I've made an enemy video yet. This is why we haven't made an enemy video, because I don't know how to fix this issue. But as soon as I start moving, this thing is going to try and kill me, right? So the only thing I can really do, because it just wants to match my position, and it will not get off my head here. That's hilarious. The only thing I can really do is make it move left and right. So I need some kind of pathfinding to work out how to make it A, want to be on the same level as me, and B, just try and kill me, you know? Now, the killing bit is quite simple if it doesn't end up on your head. But I don't know how to make it do what I want it to. And so we're going to have to take some time off. Actually, hour 40. I've been making, like, I made a 3-hour stream the other day. I guess I can make another one. Let's see if we can find... Can you use... Okay. This is a forum post that could be helpful. So we're just going to read this for a bit. General principles for a patrolling using a line cast and then chase the player on the x-axis using the vector2.distance between the two values of the player and said enemy. However, where I struggle is the y-axis. Does anyone know a way /asset to implement 2D platform pathfinding? You could use a generic A-star pathfinding solution, feeding input from the layout of your level in to see where to go. Or you could perhaps come up with something simpler that periodically checks, hey, is there a platform I can jump up to, and does so. Have you got any pointers? Okay. Huh. Let's have a look at this GitHub thingamabob. Looks like it might actually work for me. I don't think we're going to need this open anymore. Okay, so I believe in this you're just going to give it a bunch of tiles, and it's going to use them to try and find its way through the level using them. But that seems rather expensive in terms of memory operation. A-star isn't trivially... You're going to re-edit these into real videos? I probably should, hey. That would make sense. Yeah, I definitely should. I feel like learning stuff with you guys and then turning that into a video is a very good way of doing things. I don't think any of last live stream stuff will make it into the final video. Maybe some stuff talking about our intentions for the game, but even then I will probably re-record just a basic explanation of what we want to do. And yeah. Yeah, exactly. Easy content, man. But yeah, most of this live stream could probably get turned into a bunch of videos. Last live stream was just kind of updating you guys. It was getting people to get on GitHub and start writing ideas in here. We've got a bunch of ideas. I'm thinking, would people in chat be interested in a public idea space? Bearing in mind we've only got a month to implement things, but also I've got like heaps of free time right now. You know, like it's day 4 and we've got an enemy that is, I guess, running around, jumping, can attack things. We don't have a combo system, but I'm probably not going to implement one in this platformer. I'll probably... Oh, sorry, Metroidvania. I'll probably do that. Eventually, I will go back to the other series, okay? I'm going to make that a promise. It will eventually happen. I told someone in my Discord this, so I'll stick with it. I will go back to it, just definitely not before Christmas. Because after this month, when we finish on the 15th, I'm going to be sick to death of Metroidvanias, and I'm going to want to do something else. Probably short coding videos on C++/C#, whichever one's easier to do. Because I think that could be very interesting. And it could teach a lot of people how to code, and then my other, like, later videos, I won't need to explain what a bool is to people, you know? It'll be easier, I guess. Okay. Yeah, so that's what a lot of last video stuff was. This is like your real meat and potatoes. Kind of nitty-gritty programming. We need a... Oh dear, yeah, okay, look at this. So we're implementing a grid. And... Oh god. Okay. This is some heavy stuff, so being able to explain this to people is going to be really difficult. Let's find... Can we find somewhere where someone's implemented the A-star pathfinding system? Because I know that this is fine, but I don't know exactly what this does because I can't see what it's supposed to do. I would have to read through this and make like a lot of notes before I'd understand this. So let's say, so let's just find like A-star pathfinding in general, and then see what we can do from there. Because once I understand how like roughly to write it, yeah, I would imagine. The idea would be... Oh, I do need that open now. Alright, I'm going to... What just happened here? The top menu bar looks very weird. I would imagine that you would have, say, a grid, right? And this does not need to be a good grid. But I would imagine that for pathfinding... say if you've got an enemy in this grid square, and you've got a player in this... Oh, whoops. Let's say enemies here, and... Oh, wow. No. I don't know why I just did that. That was weird. I would assume that the path you would take, you would want to generate, so you'd go... I don't know, maybe like... Here is all blockages or something like that. So these squares are unavailable. I would assume that you'd need to tell your your enemy that it needs to, say, go down, and then across, and then down, right? And it would do that with the physics engine, not with just like generic movement over, like, pre-programmed over the top. So we would be giving it directions based on the grid that it is in. So how you would do this is you'd have like a group of we'd probably call them like nodes or something, right? And so if you create each square as a node, then you can work out pretty quickly that I guess the distance between each node is 1, right? So you want to pathfind with... It doesn't need to be perfect even, so like a very basic pathfinding algorithm could do this. But basically we want to go to here, then go to here, then go to here, right? And just keep moving along the nodes until you get from enemy to player. So it would need to work itself a starting point and then find out how to get to an end point. So the way I would imagine this working with platformers, and I'm going to need to draw some shapes now. I don't know what color this is going to be, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to select white for this, because it's pretty neutral. Let's say this is our game level, okay? We're going to keep drawing. So we've got I guess a square. we've got a rectangle. Oh, sorry, a rectangle. We got another rectangle, and yeah. Currently, if our enemy is here and our player is here, it's not gonna move. But what A star should do, hopefully, is it should go here, then go here, then go here. Whoops. And then, you know, that's what I need it to do. So that's probably the best visualization of what I want it to do. And then, yeah, it would create nodes based on, we're using this graph in the background, right? Sorry, this grid. So each cell of the grid would be the center of each one would be a node. So it should, ideally, move along here, drop down, and then just work out how to get to the player from there. But it's gonna be an interesting one. And then if we can implement jumping, that will make me so happy. I'll bring the Metroidvania series back as soon as it's done. But because it'll literally just be like, oh, here's how you do this. But yeah. So this will all get re-edited eventually. Is the long way of saying that. The short way. Sorry. Okay. Is this Python? This looks like Python. It is Python. They say this is pseudocode, but it's literally Python. With a constant heuristic. Okay. A-star pathfinding algorithm navigating around a randomly generated maze. So, technically speaking, all you would need to do for A-star is introduce gravity that it has to fight against. And then, I guess, give it a way to overcome gravity so that it can move up. Or we would just have to start every single enemy above the player so that it never has to jump. This is why this stuff is so cumbersome, it's annoying. Because what's quite easy to implement is if something shoots at you, I can tell the enemy to jump to get out of the way so that it'll go past and it won't have an issue there, right? You can set up a little like box on one side of it. Once it enters the box, tell it to jump. If it's, you know, if you do want it to be able to be shot a lot of the time, just make it so that the jump has a cooldown, I guess. That's all well and good. But then you've got this kind of stuff where it's like, oh, well, how do you tell it to jump when it hits something on its right? Do you do it on, like, you can't do it on collision enter. Unless you had like a foot collider and then an overall collider. I don't know. There's so much to think about. It's a really interesting topic. Okay. So we got reconstruct path. We've got A-star. Start goal H. What is H? H is the heuristic function. Okay, what does that mean? I like my algorithms, but I've never heard of heuristic. Is simply called it. Okay, what is a heuristic? Mental shortcut that allows people to solve problems and make judgments quickly and efficiently. Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. The A-star algorithm uses a heuristic function to help decide which path to follow next. The heuristic function provides an estimate of the minimum cost between a given node and the target node. I don't care about minimum, I just need it to get there. I don't need it to do it quickly. No, I don't need it to do it correctly. I just need it to be correct in getting there. So it can be the longest path if it really wants. As long as it gets it to the player eventually. It's faster than the player, it can hunt it down. I don't need it to be the most efficient algorithm. Okay, so how are we going to do this? So open set. The set of discovered nodes that you may need to be re-expanded. Initially, only the start node is known. That's fine. Cool. Easy, easy. Wait, does this... Ah. If the heuristic H satisfies the condition... H of X is less than... Oh, dear. Okay, so this is some pretty involved maths. For every edge of the graph, where D denotes the length of that edge, then H is called monotone or consistent. With a consistent heuristic, A-star is guaranteed to find an optimal path. without processing any node more than once. And A star is equivalent to running Dijkstra's algorithm with the reduced cost. I've done Dijkstra's algorithm. I know that thing. That's fine. The problem is, how do I set up a grid to have individual nodes in between all the things? Or to make it so that every square in the grid is a node. That's the confusing bit. So this is all explanation of how it works. Okay, so this is cool. Illustration of A star searching for finding a path. We'll make this a bit here. So I guess this is the grid that it's searching through. It doesn't do this very quickly, does it? Oh, sweet. I don't know if you saw that, but effectively what it's doing is it's searching around and then finding the longest path in, I guess, this kind of direction. But it's finding that there is a wall here. So what it's having to do is it's having to plot a path around the wall. Then it works out that it can get over here pretty quickly. And then it just quite happily travels around the wall. So these dark blue mean that it's impossible to get around. The light blue, I'm guessing, just means that that's an edge? No. That's an unexplored area so far. So, how do you... This is interesting. Alright. As a computer scientist, this is the kind of stuff that I want to do, but this is about as far into AI that I actually want to go. Pathfinding and that kind of thing is a bit tedious. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the blue is the path so far, and it's moving, as you can see, so it trying to get, I guess, from the left side of the maze to the right, and it'll see which path it needs to go to get there first. By the way, A-star pathfinding is fantastic if you want flying enemies. If you want something to swoop down and kill you, that is amazing, but yeah, nah. So that is, as far as it's concerned, the shortest path to get to there. That's very cool. I wonder if I can... Alright, I want this on my screen. And I want this on my screen. Piss off. No, I wanted you on the side, which is why I told you to go on the side, and then you just decided not to. Best search first is a class of search algorithms which explore a graph by expanding the most promising node chosen according to a specified rule. Alright, I believe that's... Is that... Yes, okay, cool. This is going to be an... This is going to be terrifying to try and program, actually. I'm just thinking about it. You know what? I'm going to leave this for Leo. This, yeah. We're gonna go complain to Leo. Let's see, I need, what am I trying to write here? I need an AI to kill for my, for the, what would we call this phase again? Screw it. He's already said yes. I don't really need to explain the thing. Okay, what in and with what heuristics? in our game to push a large update. Which is true. I am actually about to push a large update. Just to show you guys the size of the update. We have 6 changed files. The enemy has been created. We've changed the scene again, so there's a lot of green stuff that we've added. We've done a lot more adding than deleting. As you can see, we've changed a lot of the code. There's a lot of red there. We've written an entirely new part for handling attacking. I need to reorder the code comments there. We've written a stats script, and I mean, there's the meta script, but who cares? For enemies following the player. Yes, please. I need the enemy to pathfind up and down to our player. Okay, let me just push this update real quick, and then we will worry about other... Oh, what is this? Warning, line endings will be changed from LF to CRLF. So fuck it. What kind of enemy is it? Generic platformer enemy, think Bowser. Okay, so... create an enemy that is killable, and... stats script for both enemy and player to kill one another. Made. Wait. Boom. Made. Enemy. And commit to main. And push. If it's like a floating ghost or something, it should be straightforward, but if it's an enemy that has to do platforming, then it could be a bit more complicated if it has jump limitations or whatever. Won't be able to do it today. I'm on the train and will be for a while longer. Tomorrow, that would be great. By the way, you can join my Discord. Oh, that's right. Nightbot doesn't work in my channel for some reason. Does anyone know how to make Nightbot work? That'd be really helpful if someone could let me know that. Other than that, if anyone does, is there a need to join my Discord? Do I need to post a link? Because if not, I can just keep going with what I'm doing. Actually, I might end the stream really soon. Awesome. Okay, Leo's going to be free tomorrow, so we'll probably actually come back then. Otherwise,